Have you ever wondered why some people escape the cycle of financial struggles while others seem to stay stuck? Is it luck, circumstance, or something deeper? The answer lies in mindset. The way you think about money, success, and growth makes all the difference. Hi everyone, once again, we're James
and Olivia.
And today we're diving into the powerful topic, the rich versus poor mindset. Welcome to today's podcast, where we uncover the habits, perspectives, and strategies that separate the wealthy from those who struggle financially. We'll break down how the rich plant seeds of wealth while others eat them, how the wealthy prioritize time, growth, and calculated risks, and most importantly, how you can shift your mindset to unlock your full potential. Stick with us because we're sharing real-life examples, actionable tips, and life-changing insights you can apply right now. Ready to discover the secrets that could transform your future? Let's dive in.
Today we're going to be talking about something really interesting. It's all about money, but not in like a boring way.
No spreadsheets here.
Yeah, exactly. More about the way we think about money, and how that affects our success.
Yeah, absolutely. Mindset is everything.
Yeah, so true. We're diving into this piece called The Power of Perspective.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, it's all about this idea of like a rich mindset versus a poor mindset. And get this, it's not even always about how much money you actually have.
It's more about your attitude, your beliefs, like how you view wealth and opportunity.
Right. So we're going to break it all down, see what makes these mindsets tick, and maybe even learn how to shift our own thinking a little bit.
I'm already intrigued.
All right, so the first thing that really caught my eye in this power of perspective thing was this analogy about money. Like, do you see it as a seed or do you see it as a fruit?
Ooh, that's a good one. I've heard that before. It's really powerful.
Yeah, it is, right? It's like, if you think of money as a seed, you're not going to eat it, are you?
Definitely not. You plant it, you nurture it, and you wait for it to grow into something much bigger, right?
Exactly. And that's like the whole rich mindset approach, It's about investing, building, creating something that lasts.
Whereas if you see money as just like fruit,
you eat it right away.
Gone.
Yep.
Instant gratification, but then you're left with nothing to show for it.
And no more seeds to plant for the future.
Precisely. So how does this play out in real life, in the decisions people actually make with their money?
Well, someone with that seed mentality, they're probably thinking long term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like putting money into investments, maybe starting a business.
Taking some calculated risks for sure.
Exactly. Instead of like blowing it all on something flashy just to impress people.
Yeah, they're thinking about building wealth over time, not just spending for the moment.
It's like that classic saying, right? The rich invest, the poor spend. But it's not about being rich or poor. It's about the mindset.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like Warren Buffett, right? Started investing when he was just a kid, like 11 years old with $100 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And now look at him, one of the richest guys in the world.
All because he understood that money could work for him, not just be something he worked for.
Right. He planted those seeds and let them grow.
And he was patient. It takes time for those seeds to grow into a mighty oak tree, right?
That's a great analogy. Like, think of it like a bamboo tree. It takes years and years before you even see anything above ground.
Exactly. But then, bam, shoots up like crazy.
So it's like a little test for ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
When you look at your last few purchases, were you planting seeds or were you eating fruit?
Good question. I'm going to have to think about that.
Nah.
But time to move on.
Yeah, let's do it. What's next on our mindset adventure?
Well, it's not just money we need to think about. It's time, too, right?
Ah, yes. Time, the ultimate non-renewable resource. How do these different mindsets approach time then?
Well, the rich mindset sees time as like incredibly valuable. Every hour, every minute counts towards achieving their goals.
So they're not wasting time and just scrolling on their phone all day long.
Exactly. They're more likely to, wake up early, exercise, meditate, maybe work on a side hustle, read a book, constantly learning and growing.
Investing in themselves, basically.
Precisely. Whereas someone with the poor mindset they might still value time, but they might spend it differently.
More on instant gratification, like you were saying with the money.
Yeah, maybe more focused on comfort, entertainment, hanging out, which is fine in moderation, but
it's not really moving them towards their goals, is it?
not necessarily. It's like, think about someone like Oprah Winfrey, right? built a huge media empire, but she still makes time for herself every morning. Mindfulness, journaling, all that stuff.
Yeah, she's super disciplined about her routine, I've heard.
Exactly. It's about setting yourself up for success, making the most of each day. What would your ideal morning routine look like?
Ooh, that's a great question. Lots of coffee, for sure. But let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about money, time. What about risk?
Ah, yes. Risk is a big one. The Power of Perspective says that the rich mindset isn't afraid of risk. In fact, they kind of embrace it.
But not just any risk, right? It's about calculated risk.
Exactly. It's like they understand that to get big rewards, you gotta be willing to step outside your comfort zone.
Why take a chance on something, even if it might not work out?
Yeah, because playing it safe all the time, that can actually be the riskiest move in the long run, you know?
How do you mean?
Well, think about it like this. If you're sailing and you never leave the harbor, sure, you'll never get caught in a storm.
But you'll also never reach any new lands.
Exactly. You're just stuck there, not really going anywhere.
I see what you mean. So it's not about being reckless, it's about taking those calculated risks, like you said.
Right, doing your research, weighing the pros and cons, and then going for it.
The article mentions Elon Musk.
Right.
He risked everything on Tesla and SpaceX.
Oh yeah, huge risks. Those could have easily gone belly up.
But look at them now. He's like revolutionizing entire industries.
And that's because he wasn't afraid to take a chance to push the boundaries.
So what about you? Is there a risk you've been putting off, something you've been wanting to try, but you're scared of failing?
That's a good one to think about. What's the worst that could happen, really?
And what's the best? Okay, moving right along. We've talked about how these mindsets see money, time, risk. Now let's talk about their connections, their circle of influence.
Ah, yes, the company you keep. That's a huge factor, right?
Huge. The article talks about this classic saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Oh, I love that one. It's so true. You really do start to think and act like the people you're around the most.
So how does this connect to the rich mindset versus poor mindset idea?
Well, someone with a rich mindset, they're going to be super intentional about who they surround themselves with.
They're not going to just hang out with anyone, right?
No, they're going to seek out people who inspire them, challenge them, support their growth, you know.
Like mentors who've already achieved what they want to achieve.
Exactly, and peers who are equally ambitious and driven. Iron sharpens iron, as they say.
I like that. It's not about like ditching your friends just because they're not millionaires, right?
Right. It's more about being aware of the energy you're absorbing from the people you're around the most.
Like if you're constantly hanging out with people who are negative and complaining,
Yeah.
it's going to rub off on you.
Totally. It's like you want to be in a garden full of beautiful, thriving plants, not surrounded by weeds that are going to choke the life out of you.
That's a great analogy. So think about your own circle of influence. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? And finally, let's talk about the biggest difference of all, the way these mindsets view the world.
Ah, yes, the core of it all. Scarcity versus abundance.
I'm really curious about this one. How do these mindsets actually see the world differently?
Well, someone with a scarcity mindset, they believe there's only so much to go around, you know.
Like a limited pie, and everyone's fighting for a slice.
Exactly. So they're always competing, always worried about not having enough, always feeling like someone else's success is taking away from theirs.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. But the abundance mindset, they see the world totally differently.
Oh, so?
They believe there's enough for everyone, you know. Enough success, enough wealth, enough happiness.
Like the pie is constantly growing.
Exactly. They see opportunities everywhere, they're not afraid to share, and they genuinely want to see others succeed.
The article mentions J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, she's a great example. Wrote that first book while she was a single mom, living on welfare.
Talk about turning scarcity into abundance. She created this whole magical world, and it resonated with the millions of people.
Exactly. And it made her a billionaire in the process.
Proof that it's not about your circumstances, it's about your mindset.
Exactly. So, do you tend to see the world as a place of scarcity or a place of abundance?
That's the real question, isn't it? Okay, so we've covered a lot today, huh?
We have. It's been fascinating, right?
Totally. We talked about seeing money as seeds, not just fruit, making the most of our time, embracing those calculated risks, choosing our circle wisely, and, adopting that abundance mindset.
It's all connected, really. Small shifts in your thinking can lead to huge changes in your life.
Absolutely. So the big question is, what shift are you going to make today?
What seed are you going to plant?
That's it for our deep dive today, folks. Until next time.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.